Hey everybody, it's your girl Patty here at Chick Food TV, and I just made a recipe video. Not just one recipe, but three. I made this Indian meal, one of my favorites, with one of my most popular Indian recipes on my website at chickfoodtv.com. I also made a basmati rice with cardamom and some cumin and a little bit of clove, delicious, and a spinach dal. So if that interests you, keep watching, and you can download all the recipes below in the description. I put together a free PDF for you to download. So keep watching. Hey everybody, it's Patty. Welcome to my channel. Tonight I am preparing an Indian meal for my husband who's been traveling for a while, and this is one of his favorite meals, so I like to prepare it for him. It comes together quite easy if you just do the prep ahead of time. I'm going to be making a basmati rice with cardamom and some other cumin, some other little Indian spices. I'm also going to be making a spinach dal and a cucumber tomato Indian salad that is so delicious. It's actually my most popular recipe on my website. So I'm going to start with the salad because I like the flavors to meld while I'm cooking the other stuff. So I'll be making the rice on the stovetop, and I'll be making the dal in a Instapot. So it all comes together really quickly. So let's get started with the salad. So I have all my ingredients here, my mise en place. I learned when I was in chef school to become a certified plant-based chef to pre-cut all your vegetables, get all your ingredients together before you start cooking the meal, so everything just comes together smoothly. So what I've got here for this salad is I've got 3 tomatoes, I've got a cucumber and a half, I've got 4 radishes, about 5 mint leaves, a green pepper, jalapeno pepper that came from our garden, which I'm excited about. I removed the seeds. I've got 1/4 cup of cilantro chopped. And then I've got about, did I say 5 mint leaves? I think I did, but 5 mint leaves. And then this is cumin that I roasted in a pan on the oven, on the stovetop for like a minute, and just moving it constantly with a wooden spoon so it doesn't burn on medium heat, just to bring out the flavors. I'm going to use some salt, some pepper, going to dress with lemon. We're also going to use a red purple onion. And then we're also going to use this Indian black salt. Now this gives it kind of a little slight hint of egg flavor. This is really good for making like plant-based tofus, and I'm just welding this knife around. Let me put that down. It's really great when you're making a dish that you want to mimic an egg flavor. I'm just going to put a tiny bit in this, and this is completely optional. So I'm going to get to chopping, and I will speed up the video so you don't have to watch me chop every little thing. It might take a minute. We're going to do a fine chop. We want this to be a very fine chopped salad. It's so good. It's so refreshing. So I'm going to get started. So I rolled up the leaves together, and I'm just going to take with the blunt end of my knife and bluntly chop the mint. That smells so good. Just about got everything chopped here. This is my cilantro. Gonna add that. Get every little last bit. Okay, let's chop our tomatoes. And last but not least, let's chop the onion. Add the onion to the bowl. You know, I think I'm gonna use a little less than a whole onion because this onion's kind of big and it really calls for like a small onion. So I'm just gonna do a little more here and that's gonna be it. Okay, let's move that aside. Now I'm going to add the spices. We've got our roasted cumin, some black pepper, a little bit of salt, just a tiny bit of this. I'm just going to do a pinch to start. I might add a little extra, and you can always add more later, but I would start very light with this to see how you like it and then add more if you do. And I'm going to add the lemon juice. And I like to start with this because it just lets all the flavors sit with each other and work, meld and become this delicious thing. Now give it a good toss. And wow, I can really smell that black salt. It's really got an egg flavor going on. And don't worry about all the measurements and everything because I'm going to link a PDF below that you can print out that has all 3 recipes there. So just click on the link, print it out, and then you have all 3 recipes for free. Okay, I'm setting that aside. I'm going to clean up my mess and we are going to start the rice. Okay, so I've got my rice here. This is 1 cup of Basmati rice. I've had it soaking with water covering it for about a half an hour just to help remove some of the starches. Now I'm going to drain it, rinse it, and then I'm going to add my spices and water to the pot and bring it up to a boil. I'm going to put in cumin seed, a little salt, some cardamom seed, and also a little bit of cloves, just to bring this delicious or aromatic flavor that you're absolutely going to love. So I'm going to rinse this and then we're going to add it to our pot. Okay, as you can see, we have our water, 2 cups of water, all of our spices and our rice in the pot. I'm just going to turn it on high. And we're going to bring it up to a boil and we're going to keep stirring it occasionally just to make sure it doesn't stick. So let's bring it up to a boil and then we'll come back. Okay, so now that it's boiling, we are going to turn it down to the lowest setting and we're going to cover it with a tight fitting lid. And we're going to let that cook on low for 15 to 20 minutes. I would check it about 10 minutes and give it a good stir. And then once it's done cooking, you can check the rice. You take it, remove it from the heat, and let it sit for 10 to 30 minutes. And then remove the lid and fluff with a fork. Easy breezy. Okay, now our rice is cooking on low. I've got my Instapot for the dal. I'm going to put it up here. So that's cooking for 15, 20 minutes. I'll check it in about 10. This is our dal. This is mung beans, which is mung, whole mung, which is mung beans, whole mung dal. I got this at the Indian market here in LA. And then red lentils that I'm almost out of. So I've got a half cup of each that I've been soaking in water for a couple hours, about 2 to 3 hours I've been soaking them. And then I've got my spices ready. I've got my vegetables prepped here. So I'm just going to drain this, rinse it, and then we will start loading everything into our Instapot and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so here we are. We've got the Instapot on. I'm going to turn it on because we want to warm it up. I'm going to put it on saute. And then I'm going to tell you what you need to, that's going to go into the Instapot. So I'm going to start with a little bit of grapeseed oil. Then I'm going to add some cumin seeds and let that get in there and heat up. And you'll start to hear the cumin seeds kind of get this little popping noise. And then I'm going to add my other ingredients. And let me grab a scraper. I live for these scrapers. I have so many of them and I'm always looking for more because I'm always chopping vegetables. It's part of the plant-based life. Like you're always chopping vegetables, which is awesome. So then once that gets to the little popping noise, I'm going to add some garlic and my green jalapeno. It's actually a jalapeno. Why can't I say that right now? It's a jalapeno from our garden and it was on the edge of turning red. So I removed the seeds because it's going to be really spicy or really hot. As soon as those start popping, I'm going to add that. So my husband, he just texted that he landed at LAX. So now I'm like, oh gosh, I got to get this all ready because I want it to be ready when he gets home because I'm nice like that. And here's my cat. Get down. And then I can hear my other cat in the other room meowing like crazy because he wants crunchy food, but he's an older cat and I can't give him very much of that. Okay, these are starting to pop and I'm going to add my seasonings. Now I have garam masala in here. I have turmeric. I have some hinge. And hinge also, if you've never bought it before, if you're not familiar with it, it kind of has an onion flavor. And a lot of times I can't pronounce this. It's called like asafida. Show you. I'll link it below if you want to get it off of Amazon, if you can't find it in your area. That is in here as well. My turmeric, my garam masala, and my cumin seed, it's already inside the pot. And yes, it is starting to make the popping noise. So I'm going to add in, listen to that. Add in my garlic. Give it a good stir. Oh, that's some juicy tomatoes. And then I'm going to add in my spices. And remember, all of these measurements will be in the link below. So you can download the PDF with all 3 recipes. Now that I got, oh, that smells so good. Got those in there. I'm going to put in my juicy tomatoes because the pot is getting a little dry and I want the moisture from the tomatoes in there. And if it gets too dry, you can put some of your water in there as well. And then I'm going to really squish down these tomatoes so that they're almost like crushed tomatoes, a can of crushed tomatoes. And the basic recipe, I don't always add broccoli and carrots, but for this recipe, I am. You can add any extra vegetables that you want. One thing I asked my husband when I talked to him earlier is, what do you want for dinner? And he said, I just want lots of vegetables. So I was like, okay, I'll add them to the dal because I was already planning on shooting this video. Sometimes I put peas in it, zucchini, but just add in cauliflower would work. Add in any vegetables to make it even more nutrient dense. So, okay, that smells really good. I'm going to add my carrots and my broccoli. And this is just one little head of broccoli and a large carrot diced. And give that a good stir. I'm going to put some salt, just a little for now, because I'll adjust the flavors at the end after it's cooked. And if you don't have an Instapot yet, I'm telling you, it's finally gotten cold here in LA, and cold as it gets here in the evenings. And I use my Instapot all winter. I make so many dals, Indian dishes. I make soups, just so many recipes, and they come together so fast in this Instapot. I love it. I've got some cilantro and spinach that's going to go in at the end. And I'm also going to put some lemon juice in the end. Let's put a little black pepper. Give it a little stir. And then I've got my drain. Oop, making a mess. Don't mind me. This is my drained mung beans and red lentils, and I rinse them. I'm going to add those. And then this is 2.5 cups water. And if you open your pot afterwards, after you've cooked it, and it looks a little chunkier than you like, add some water at the end. It's totally fine. So, gonna give this a good stir. That smells so good. I'm gonna grab the camera and show you what it looks like before I start cooking it. So there it is. That's what it looks like. And I'm just gonna close up my Instapot, the lid, and I'm going to turn this on to cook for 10 to 16 minutes. I think this one particular, since it has the extra vegetables, I'm gonna do a 16-minute cook time and then a slow release on the air for about 7 minutes. And then we will open it up and see what it looks like. All right, I just checked my rice. I turned it off. I'm gonna let it rest for 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And then I'm just gonna fluff it with a fork. I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. And this is going to cook for 16 minutes. So I'm gonna reset it. It's not on the saute anymore. And I'm going to start it at 16 minutes. Now, if you've never used an Instapot before, the steam will build and this little button will come up, and that's when the cook time starts. Then it'll cook for 16 minutes. Then I'm going to let it just settle for like another 7 minutes. And then I will come and release the rest of the air. And we'll open it up. We'll add our spinach, our cilantro, and we'll serve it. And you'll see just how delicious it is and how quickly it comes together when you put a little prep time in advance. Okay, here is our cardamom rice. It's nice and fluffy. Just gonna fluff it up with my fork and it's ready to serve. Now, it's been sitting with the lid on for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna leave the lid off now because I don't want it to get overly cooked and kind of gummy, and just let it cool a little bit while the dal's cooking. Okay, this is cooked for 16 minutes and then I let it kind of slow release for another 7. And now I'm just going to let all the air out, and then I'm going to add my spinach, cilantro, some lemon juice, and then taste it to see if I need to add any more of my spices. So let's get started here. Release. And this takes a few minutes. Sometimes I get impatient and I speed it up by pressing down the little button here, like that. And when all the air releases, you will be able to open this lid. It won't open until all the air is out. I've had this Instapot for like 4 years. I love it so much. I'll link it below as well. It makes a really great Christmas gift for anyone who's a cook, or a birthday gift. Let's open it up. Looking good. It has a lot of condensation, so I'm gonna put it in the sink. I don't want to burn. Be careful not to burn yourself. Let me give it a good stir and see what we got. Okay, looks good. It's gonna thicken up even more once I add the spinach. So I'm gonna grab the camera so you can see what it looks like before I add it. Okay, so here it is. And I did realize that I have another video of this recipe that I made like 7 years ago. So you can check that out as well. It's just a dal recipe and I'll link it below if you just wanna make this. Oops, steamed up my lens. Okay, so I'm just gonna start adding the spinach. and it will cook down as it gets, the heat will cook it down really quickly. So keep adding the spinach in. It looks like a lot, but it cooks down so much. If you've ever cooked spinach before, you know. Keep adding lots of greens. My husband loves his greens. He asks me that every night. What is green in our meal tonight? I'm happy. He grew up in a family that owned a produce company. So he grew up with a ton of vegetables on the table every single night. Now he's not vegan like I am. He's pretty heavy plant-based and just eats a little bit of chicken and a little bit of fish, but he has not had beef in like 12, maybe 13 years now, which is crazy. But I like to think that I influenced him. So I'm gonna add some cilantro, give it a good stir. Before I do that, I was gonna add salt, but I'm gonna put my lemon juice in. This is an entire lemon. I like to add lemon at the end of all of my recipes, like soups and curries. It just brings out the flavor so much more. Okay, that's looking amazing. Now I'm gonna give it a taste and see where we're at with seasonings and what I might need to add. It's good, but it definitely needs some more salt. And I might put a little more garam masala in it. You do what you like. But yeah, definitely some more salt, some garam masala, and maybe a little more black pepper, and we'll be just perfect. So next up, I'll serve and enjoy. And my husband should be home any minute. Can't wait, I miss him. So, one video, 3 recipes, and then download the PDF below. I have the 3 recipes listed. You just print it out, click on the link, put in your email, and print it out, and you have it forever to make it all the time. I'll also attach recipes, other Indian recipes that I have made. I have a couple videos that I did 7 years ago that I will attach below, and also my website, Chick Food TV. These 3 recipes together are delicious. They're anti-inflammatory, and the leftovers are phenomenal. So let's eat. Bon appetit. A little vegan sour cream on there. Oh yeah, so good. You're gonna wanna make this. It's so delicious.